Hey y'all, I don't know if you're aware of it or not, but there was another school shooting on Monday, but I don't know, there's something about the way that this article is written. It's really odd, alright? So, in case you haven't heard, there was a killing outside a Florida school sparks fear. You got all your, fear-mongering across the top. Here you go. Children crying hid under their desks, cowering from the sound of bullets crackling in the air Monday. Okay, they're either letting the interns write or I don't know. Anyway, Fort Myers' first homicide of 2013 was being committed just yards away from the Apostolic Revival Center and Christian School. Okay, that's odd. I don't know, the revival in the church thing with what's going on. Fort Myers Police Chief Doug Baker arrived at the crime scene expressing frustration about the brazen nature of this homicide. He prefers his homicides clandestine. And the neighbors who continue to protect violent criminals from police. Okay, this struck me as really odd. It's not happening at 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning or 4 o'clock in the morning. Evidently 2 or 3 o'clock are different than 4, he said. This is a parking lot of a church and a school with small kids. There you go. You got your trifecta. You got your church, your school, and your small children, and a shooter. Thank you, Obama. Here's your guns. And it's extremely frustrating. The school was closed Tuesday because of the shooting, and classes will resume Wednesday. Last year, the Southwest Florida city of almost 65,000 people had 24 homicides. That number's coming up a lot, and the most in at least 20 years. Now listen to this. Alvis Churchwell, a fifth grader at the school, said he heard 5 shots, which scared his classmates. Okay, so the fifth grader heard 5 shots. Out of all the kids in the school, they picked a kid whose last name was Churchwell. Okay. They started crying, Alvis said, as he swung his lunchbox back and forth. Teachers told me to get under the desk. Police responded just before 11 a.m. No students were injured, and apparently no children were in the parking lot to witness the shooting, Baker said. The shooter targeted the victim, whom police had not identified Monday night. The suspect remains at large. The police have not released a description or details about the crime. Okay. The Apostolic, however you say that word, Revival Center and Christian School is a co-ed private Pentecostal school that teaches children in preschool through 5th grade, according to the state database on private schools. Principal Mary Hobson did not return calls for comment. Now listen, I found odd, this part. Alvis's grandmother, Maiseline Woody, said she learned what happened through a friend's phone call. All she could think was about last month's mass shooting of elementary school students of Newtown, Connecticut, where 28 people, including 20 children, died. See, don't you like how they just wrapped that all up and brought it back for you right to the forefront of your thoughts? Where's my grandchild, she said, was her first thought. I was very upset, trying to be calm and say a prayer at the same time. So she's very upset, but then she's trying to be calm and pray. So she's multitasking. Excellent. After the Connecticut shooting, Woody said she talked with her grandson about how to duck down and stay safe in such a situation. The teachers at the Revival Center and Christian School also practiced drills to prepare for such a scenario, Alvis said. Now this line was so weird and stood out to me. It says, "We were ready for the thing because we knew it was going to happen," Alvis said. "We were prepared." Parents were notified of the shooting, and many came to pick up their children. Many of them came. The rest of them said, "Hey, I gotta work. You know what? You got them till 4. Anyway, no other nearby schools were put on lockdown. Okay, so we got a dead guy in the parking lot, a shooter still at large, and none of the other schools are on lockdown. Okay, that makes sense. Let's see. Sorry, the idiocracy around me made me brain freeze for a minute. All right. So, Ruthie Ward, who said she's best friends with the homicide victim's sister. Okay, so you got that? she's best friends with the homicide victim's sister. It's like my uncle's brother's sister's cousin's niece said. So the victim was dropping off his 2 children at the daycare center affiliated with the school when he was killed. Ward pointed out faculty member leading a young girl. I assume there was supposed to be an A in there. Nice proofreading there, USA Today. Ward pointed out a faculty member leading a young girl from the school and identified the girl as the victim's daughter. The girl was wearing a uniform with white knee-high socks and a colorful backpack. Sam Jean, 42, doesn't make it think of creepy Uncle Gene from Sandy Hook, heard 4 shots. So he's 42 and he heard 4 shots. The 5-year-old heard 5 shots. Rushed to the school from his home a few blocks away. His 4-year-old niece, so he's 42, he heard 4 shots, and his 4-year-old niece attends the school. Once he heard the shot, Gene's first thought was for the child's safety. Gene said he assumes Monday's homicide was motivated by revenge, like so many others in the area. These boys are crazy around here. I like how they had to put R in parentheses. I'm assuming he said, these boys be crazy around here. Woody said she considers her grandson safe at the school despite the shooting. The door leading into the school is always locked, and visitors have to sign in and out and show identification. Well, as long as they have ID. Dunbar Community School, a public adult education facility nearby that offers courses including general education development diplomas, English as a second language, and computer classes, employs a full-time security guard. Principal Charles Daly said, but the school has never had a violent incident. Enrollment at the school has gone up by 25 to 30% in the past year, which Daly hopes is a sign that more people in the neighborhood are turning to education instead of violence. It's just a sad omen for what's been happening across the nation, Principal Shirley Chapman of nearby Lee Charter Academy said about Monday's shooting. You go from day to day wondering what's going to be next. Yep, that's what they want you to do. Keep wondering, keep worrying, keep focusing. Alright, just wanted to let y'all know. Have a good one.